Welcome to Memorial Cooking Innovations. I'm Tim Scallon, registered dietitian.
And I'm Manuel Marini, executive chef.
Okay, so Chef Manny, you've already got us going. We're working on the Chinese New Year, and so tell us what we're doing here.
Well, actually, I got some puff pastry, which we can buy in the local supermarket.
Yeah. In fact, you'll find this puff pastry in Brookshire's or any other grocery store right in the frozen food section. It comes frozen. So you've let these thaw out and you've shaped them.
I shaped them, and we're going to have fun with it. That's the thing about this dessert.
Okay.
And using puff pastry. Do whatever you want, and let's see how they come out. So
all right. So
what I got is, I got the puff pastry. I got my baking sheet. I got my oven at 325.
Yeah.
Preheated.
Okay.
We're just going to brush them so they'll be nice and golden brown.
They're going to crisp up a little bit maybe?
Yeah.
Or okay,
Yeah.
so brush them with a little egg.
A little egg.
Okay.
This will be fun, huh?
Yeah,
You can shape them. Kids will love to do this.
You know, the new year is a time to work on how can I improve myself. And, you know, what better way to do that than to include as one of your resolutions something about improving your health.
Heart healthy.
Yeah.
Eat healthy. And you know, the thing about us is that we're working on this every day, every month.
Yeah.
You know, usually everybody waits till the, beginning of the year to exercise, but do it this year and just concentrate on eating healthy.
There you go. That's it.
And exercise. Always exercise.
And
I always tell myself I'm going to exercise when I get home, right?
Yeah. Well, you exercise all day long because you're running around the kitchen
everywhere,
all day long.
so.
This man never sits down. In fact, usually when we're developing recipes, I'm chasing him around to...
You need one of those, what are those motor vehicle with the two wheels?
Yeah, a Sedgeway.
Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
We'll shoot behind the scenes, huh?
Perhaps
so we're going to put these in here, okay, Tim?
Okay.
So...
All right, so you're actually getting this ready for one of the desserts. But tell us what's on the menu today.
Well, we're going to learn how to make sushi. And it doesn't have to always be raw fish, raw, seafood. It could be vegetables in a sushi. So we're going to kind of teach how to roll it.
So you're not going to make me eat raw fish today?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay,
but, good. it's good for you, for those that like raw fish, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Another one is that we're going to use fresh vegetables. Okay. When you go to a sushi bar, you're always thinking, "Oh, I don't want to go because it's all raw fish." No, there are other sushi rolls that are available.
Sushis.
So, and they'll make 10 to 1. They'll make whatever it is that if they have it, they'll roll it up.
So we're going to broaden our horizons with this show.
Yeah, and have fun with it.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Another one is that we're going to use a lot of nice vegetables such as bok choy, which I love this vegetable. Fresh ginger, garlic, sautéed lightly, and we're going to do a beef stir fry.
Sounds
what do you think
good.
about that?
I love it.
On a bed of bok choy.
Okay.
All right. And, of course, we're going to finish off with some Cherries Jubilee. And we're going to do it on a puff pastry.
Okay, so in this variation on a traditional recipe, instead of putting the sautéed cherries on ice cream, we're going to put it on puff pastry. Okay.
Make it a little fun.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay,
awesome.
So what are we doing first?
First, we got to cook our sushi rice.
Okay.
And if you got the rice over there, Tim,
Yep.
I started cooking it earlier, okay?
Now, for this recipe, you're going to need some different ingredients. You'll need sushi rice. Now, Chef Manny, tell us the difference between sushi rice and regular rice.
If you go to the store, you have brown rice, you have wild rice, you got so many rice. Sushi rice, it's a sticky rice.
Okay.
All right? You got the avorio, which is an Italian rice.
Yeah.
It's also another sticky, or kind of like risotto. When you cook it, you have to make it in creamy. Yeah. This is very sticky, so that helps us bond.
Okay.
Okay? So you can find it. It's real good.
Now, also, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, and of course, the pickled ginger.
Yes, and then you're going to look for a wasabi
paste.
Paste, okay.
And they also have the powder, which you add a little bit of water, and it's done. But be careful with the wasabi, because it's really, really spicy. It's
spicy like horseradish?
Like horseradish, exactly.
And then one other ingredient you're going to need for these would be these roasted seaweed wraps. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And you can find them here locally. At a just about anywhere, because it's such a popular cuisine that they're just about everywhere.
So we just look on that aisle in the grocery store where ethnic foods are. Okay, so show us what we're going to do.
And 10 to 1, you might find one of these bamboos.
Oh, okay.
All right, and this is what's going to help us wrap the sushi.
Yeah, and you've got to cook these a long time or else they really get tough.
Right, Tim.
Only joking.
This is for you, buddy.
Just a little dietitian humor.
You're going to have fun because you know what? You're actually going to eat this too. All right? So we're going to have fun with this.
Okay,
I got that. I got your wrap here. Now.
All right. Now, you're not going to let the dietitian do this.
Oh yeah, this is a fun part of it, Tim.
Okay, all right.
Now here's the deal.
Trouble.
I got my rice here.
Okay.
All right. Now we've been cooking it, and it is a little sticky. So
basically, you're just going to cook this according to the package directions. The package will tell you how to cook this, and then you're just kind of fluffing it up a little bit.
I'm fluffing it up. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. So, what I want you to do is I want you to one thing, if you don't mind, we're going to put some water in here because you got to get your hands wet a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rice here, Tim.
And you want my hands wet?
Yeah. I want your hands wet because you're going to.
And you want me to work this down kind of like this?
Beautiful.
Okay. Just make a nice
even
layer. Okay. Okay. Good. You know, I didn't know I was going to be making sushi today.
And that's good because you're not.
Otherwise, I would have wore my sushi clothes. All right, now, when you first said let's do sushi, you know, I have to admit. You had
doubts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not a big sushi eater because, like you said, I'm not really big on raw fish. But
and there's nothing wrong with raw fish.
Well, as long as it. I don't know. I have some questions about raw fish, but that's okay. That's okay. You know, maybe it's not for everyone. All right?
Right. Okay, I got some nice green onions.
Okay.
We're going to put them right there, Tim.
All right.
I got a nice avocado here.
You've done this before, haven't
you?
You're
scared, aren't you? But
no.
you're going to like this.
No,
this is all vegetable.
I've learned to trust you on this.
All right. That's what I like. Okay.
You've never let me down before.
I'm not going to let you down this time.
Okay. All right.
Now, if I had some... You know, I like raw fish, and I don't mind trying something once. You got to try it once.
You need something red in there.
I do. So, I got some julienne red peppers. What do you think about that?
There we go.
Let me get some cucumbers. You got to have some cucumber in there. I got a nice little cucumber here.
It brings some moisture to it.
Yeah.
So this rice is dry. The avocado's dry. The onion, the pepper, and the cucumber bring in some moisture.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So here's what I wanted to show you.
All right.
One of the things that I learned was that first you're going to get this in wet.
Okay.
Because this is going to help it stick together.
It's like
when we roll it.
It's like sealing an envelope.
Sealing an envelope.
Okay.
I got mine here, but I'm going to kind of go ahead and get yours ready. So what you're going to do, hold on to it and just kind of overlap it.
Okay. All right.
Don't be afraid.
Like this.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Now, here, let that down.
Okay.
And
that's
like
this.
Yeah, and you're gonna put pressure on it.
Okay.
Go ahead and lower that one down a little bit.
Okay.
That's gonna help you.
Okay.
Okay, put some pressure on it, and then now you start rolling it.
Okay. Okay.
Keep put pressure on it.
Yep.
You want it as tight as possible.
Yep. I've never done this before.
But you're doing good. You're doing good. And you know what? Your wife might like this a lot.
I think she would. I think she would
like this.
Only
because it's all vegetables.
Whoa, look at that. It
worked.
Okay.
Put it back here, and you're going to really put some pressure on it.
Okay. All right.
And this is where you can actually shape it yourself, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to do like a small little teardrop.
Okay.
So what we do is we
hold you don't want it round. You want it in a teardrop shape.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay.
We're going to do that like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Always the artist. Okay, I see. So notice how he's formed this into not a cylinder, but as he said, a teardrop shape.
Okay. So now we're going to grab it.
Okay.
With a nice sharp knife.
Can you get that? Okay. Let's just make sure we can see. Good. Okay.
With a nice sharp knife. Let me get my other knife.
Yep. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Good sharp knife, so it maintains the integrity.
Now we got the rice.
Yeah. Notice how he's put the flat side down. You know, he's maintaining his shape as he cuts that. I see why you wanted it to be a teardrop shape.
Because we're going to form into
you're making a flower, basically.
A nice little flower.
Beautiful.
Let me get my little plate here.
Okay.
See, this is so easy to make.
It is. I thought this was going to be a lot harder.
I think people will enjoy. Let me put that one right there, okay, Tim?
Yep.
I think everybody will enjoy something
I just have to
so
hold
simple.
It for a minute.
Okay.
You know, I helped make this.
You did it.
Yeah. Oh, that is so beautiful.
Now we're going to grab some of this ginger, which I love ginger.
Okay.
And it gives it a nice little flavor. We're going to put it in the center, okay, Tim?
And this ginger, it's called pickled ginger, but now remember, when you're picking this product, there are some of these that are very, very salty. So you have to get the one that either is salt-free, that's what the recipe calls for.
Try that. It's such a beautiful taste.
There's a lot of flavor in that. It's not salty.
It's not salty. It's
now, some
natural.
of them will be.
Some.
So you have to get the right one. You have to read the label on that.
Like I said, this is excellent. This is spicy. Use very little.
Yep. The wasabi.
The wasabi.
So this is a paste, all right? And let's just look at the nutrients on this. Okay. Now this particular brand, in 1 teaspoon, is 100 milligrams of sodium. So notice how he's just putting little dots here.
A little dot.
You know, this is
It's
like
also a little nice.
it's
little
like grill
decoration.
cream. A dab will do ya.
A dab will do ya.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So how's that, Tim?
That's beautiful. Look at this beautiful hors d'oeuvre that you just
Put
created.
it like that.
Love it.
Simple. And I mean, we could do what, 5, 6 at a time, and just slice
Yeah.
it. Everybody will enjoy.
Okay. Okay, so next, Chef Manny, you're going to do the stir-fried beef on bok choy.
Yeah, that's
So-
going to be awesome. I got some nice beef. What we're going to do is we're going to marinate the beef.
Okay.
All right, we're going to fix the beef. We're going to do the dressing, which is pretty simple, Tim.
So
I
you're
got some white wine.
Okay.
I got some low-sodium soy sauce.
Okay, so now this is a low-sodium soy sauce, so in a tablespoon of this...
The reason why I have it on this container is because I have it by the gallon. So,
yeah, so you use
you know,
large amounts.
I use a smaller one.
But on when you're using low-sodium soy sauce, don't be fooled by the name, because even low-sodium soy sauce in
almost
1
like that
tablespoon,
ham, right?
it's the same. 1 tablespoon is 500 plus milligrams of sodium. Well, that's a quarter of your sodium for the day on a healthy diet.
Yeah, so use little. Very,
yes.
very little.
And a lot of times on light recipes, you'll see them recommend mix this with water. Now, in this recipe, what we elected to do, instead of mixing it with water, we dilute it with some white wine.
A little white wine.
So we're adding flavor back to the marinade.
Good.
So
if
how
you
much
don't
of
mind,
this you want? You want about half and half?
About half and half, please.
Okay.
And I got some fresh ginger here.
Okay.
And then one thing that one of the viewers asked that for, I would say a few shows back, we had something with ginger, and she wanted to know how long that she keeps the ginger. Because when you go to the store, they'll have them there. Just grab one.
Yeah.
What I like to, we go through it so
Smells
much.
good.
So what I like to do is, if I have it at home, I'll peel the whole thing, chop the whole thing, and then in Ziploc bags, small ones, put a little bit at a time, and then put it in your freezer.
Oh.
That's what I like to do,
I
because
see. Okay.
you know, how often do you use ginger? Do pickled gingers, just like we did for the sushi.
Exactly, yeah.
Slice it real thin, pickle it. All right. So ginger and garlic, great combination as well. Okay. So we're gonna add some.
Okay. So you've got really a very flavorful mix here. Okay.
Beautiful. We're gonna add a little bit of garlic.
Yep. You want me to get that beef out for you?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Now, let's talk about beef.
Okay.
When it comes to a dish like this, Tim, it's not about what type of beef. Yes, we all want a nice tenderloin, which is nice and tender. But can we afford, $9, $12 a pound?
Let me help you with this, because you're going after that red
Cutting
board.
board, yes. So, my question to you is, there's some really nice, the butcher has at your local store.
Like a
has some-
tenderloin or any
not
kind
a tenderloin,
of
but you could use, we're going to use flank steak.
Oh,
You could
okay.
use a chop. You can use an eye round. You can use a roast.
So you don't have to use a choice cut of meat for this dish, is what you're saying.
No.
You use what's on sale.
What's on sale? We'll
All
look
right.
at it. As long as it's not fatty.
Now, in this case, if you're going to use a cut that might be prone to being tough, you're going to fix that by slicing it thin. Is that correct?
Exactly. Like this, I am going to trim. You can move that one over to there so people can see. This is a nice flank steak.
Trimming that fat off.
I'm
That's
just trimming
good.
the fat.
He's doing that for me as a dietitian.
Just for you, Tim. Well,
Yeah.
but you know what? You don't want too much fat,
Yeah.
but you don't want it too lean because you want some of that flavor. It also helps it cook. It tenderizes it too, right?
Well, and you know, whenever we make things from scratch, whenever we cook things at home, instead of always buying or eating out, we can afford a little bit more fat because we're missing some of the fat that we would get if we ate out all the time.
We don't need a lot of it.
That's right.
All right, and it does. It flavors it. It helps it cook. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to thin cut it, okay,
You're
Tim?
kind of cutting that, as you say,
at a bias.
On a bias, yeah, at an angle.
At an angle. So we're going to do that. It's going to be really good.
Okay.
Again, as I cut just its bias. Mm-hmm. Okay, we're just going to lay that down like that for a little bit.
Okay.
Then, you know, there's two ways to marinate it. One, I could grab a nice little bowl, put it all together. We're going to save half of it, marinate it. Another one could be that we put it on a bag, on like a Ziploc bag, a sandwich bag.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, can you grab my bag over there?
Yeah.
Wash it really good.
Okay.
We're just going to put all this in there.
Okay.
This is going to be good.
Right in there.
Let me get a little bit more.
All right.
This is going to be so good because we're gonna go ahead and marinate it for about 15-20 minutes while we do our bok choy.
Okay.
How's that, Tim?
That's beautiful.
All right. Okay. If you don't mind,
you want this in there?
Yeah, pour about half of it.
Okay. So we're going to not use it all. We want just about half. Okay.
Okay, because we're going to discard this, whatever. We're going to save that.
And then we'll use this for later. Okay.
We're going to mix it well.
Stick this right here.
Okay, Tim, and we're going to put this in the refrigerator, okay?
Okay. Now, you can find bok choy in the produce section. This is also, it might be labeled Chinese cabbage.
Exactly. Now, I love bok choy. Everything is good.
It's very nutritious food to eat.
Thing about bok choy is that you got to wash it real good, just like greens and all that good stuff. You can use really all of it. We're just going to do this because
you're just roughly chopping.
I'm just roughly chopping. I'm saving this because we're going to do something.
Put that in the soup, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, now I got my.
You want a little peanut oil in there?
Yeah.
No.
Let me put a little peanut oil right here.
Okay.
Just a little bit. It doesn't take much because we're going to saute it.
Okay.
Now I got this. Wash this really, really good because it is one of those cabbage that grows in the ground and it's dirty. You just got to rinse it back and forth and stuff like that. So get that real hot. If you want to do this, Tim.
You want a little garlic in there first?
Yes. Okay. Very little. You know, I'm not. My favorite thing is to save the garlic last, but this is traditional.
But in this one.
And this one is traditional. So yeah, a little bit more. It doesn't hurt to have the garlic. And while you do that, while you do this, okay, I am going to chop you a little fresh ginger. Okay.
And so this recipe, basically, what you're going to do is you're going to after you get this bok choy done, you're going to reserve it warm.
And we're going to put it on the plate.
Yeah. And this is going to be a bed that you're going to put your stir-fried beef on.
All right, so we're getting it hot.
Okay.
All right, the recipe calls for some mushrooms, some peppers for color, sauteing it. Okay. We add some oyster sauce, Tim?
Yes.
You want to talk a bit about that one?
Well, basically, oyster sauce, here again, this is an Oriental food that tends to be very high in sodium. So we have to use very small amount of this and still stay within our healthy guideline. In fact, I think you got this in the
logo store.
Yeah, at Brookshire's, I believe. That's right. In the Oriental food section. So this isn't something available. You can't find right here in Lufkin. Okay, so you're stir frying the beef. You've got it where you want it.
I got it where I want it. I got some mushrooms right here, Tim.
Okay.
That's some mushroom, and this is one of those things that we talked as well.
Beef and
the
mushroom.
the more vegetable, the better it is. You know what I mean? The healthier.
Yep.
Now I got some julienne red peppers. I want to spice it up a little bit. I know our recipe calls for red and yellow, but I always put a little spice to it. I got some poblanos in there. Doesn't hurt to put some poblanos in there.
It's such a good pepper. We've used that pepper on the show.
I love using it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just the aroma, the flavor, the texture. I mean, it's all there. So now we're doing this. Now what we're going to do is let this cook for just a little bit. And then we're going to add
just a dash of this.
Just a dash. Okay, this is an nice oyster sauce. We're just going to add a dash because it is high on sodium. Okay, Tim, you notice that I'm adding, remember the reserve that we had?
Yes, the reserved marinade.
The reserved marinade, I added a little bit of ginger.
Okay, all right.
I mean, I'm sorry, a little bit of this cornstarch.
Cornstarch, okay.
So, usually you add cornstarch to water and then just add it back to the sauce, right?
Okay.
But I added to the reserve that we had.
Okay.
So, this is nice and hot.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to add this.
So you know what? Pour and stir.
Pour and stir, and it's going to thicken up.
And the important part about this pouring and stirring is that you don't want it to clump. You want it to be a nice,
You just want to continue. Mm-hmm. Now, remember, when adding cornstarch, cold water,
yep.
you add cold to hot, never hot to hot or cold to cold. So it's one or the other. If the sauce is cold, then you add it hot and then it's stirred, okay?
Okay.
Look, Tim. Is that beautiful or what?
Beautiful.
Now we can turn it off.
Okay.
And hold that.
Yep.
Look at that. This is
Okay, my mouth is watering.
This is so good. The beef, the cabbage, the poblano peppers, the mushrooms. You can't ask for anything better than this, huh, Tim?
Wow.
So next, we're going to do our dessert.
Okay, so Cherries Jubilee.
Cherries Jubilee. And that's a traditional, really, it's a traditional French cherries. But we want to give it a nice little Asian touch to it. We just want to have fun with it.
Well, actually, this twist, you know, we were talking about how traditionally you would serve Cherries Jubilee on a scoop of ice cream, but by creating this twist in this recipe, it's you're adding a little bit of yourself to it, making it something different. But you're also saving about 10 grams of fat by using the puff pastry instead of the ice cream.
That is true.
And, you know, 10 grams doesn't sound like a lot, but that adds up to 90 calories in that dessert.
It adds up a lot.
Yeah.
Especially starting the New Year's. While we were doing this show, you're like, should we take them out? Should we take them out?
Yeah.
Not yet.
Beautiful.
We're almost there.
Oh, okay. So they're not quite ready yet.
They're not quite ready. So we're almost there.
Okay.
So I got my pan ready. This is pretty simple dessert. We got some cherries. Now we can get some dark cherries, but not the maraschino cherries. The reason for that is too much sugar in them already.
Yep.
So we want some plain, nice canned cherries.
These are tart cherries.
These are tart.
And everyone knows that blueberries are very high in antioxidants. Well, cherries also are very high in antioxidants.
There's not that much on cherries, but cherries are so good.
Very, very nutritious.
They are so good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put them in here.
So the traditional recipe, at first when we were talking about this recipe, we were saying I was going to, put them in a juice and cook them and thicken the juice.
And stuff like that,
But you said no, you wanted to saute these.
I want to saute these. I want to, and it's not about the liquor and all that stuff. No, you don't have to use liquor.
Well, after that, I was looking up the recipe, and sure enough, the traditional recipe, you do saute them.
You do. You sear them off really good.
I just didn't know that.
We got the cherries going. Nice, isn't it? We're going to add a little bit of liqueur.
Okay.
Not much. Okay. It's got a lot of sugar in it.
Let me smell. Okay, it really doesn't have a lot of smell.
No, not really.
Okay.
But it has a lot of flavor to it, though.
Yeah. I thought you said a little.
Well, I apologize, but this is the fun part of it.
Okay, all right. Part of cooking is just learning as you go and doing as you.
I actually thought I should have put my finger on here, but remember one thing: using alcohol. If you're on an open flame, pull away, pour it, go back slowly because it will flame up.
Yeah. Okay? That's good safety tip.
Okay, so anyway, I got a little bit of sweet and low. We're not going to use sugar. You could use a lot of sugar, typical stuff, but we're going to use
traditional. You use sugar.
Little Splenda, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to put a little Splenda here, mix it well.
Okay.
And it does. Splenda's a good one. Mm-hmm. We have the remaining juice from the cherries. We're going to add a little bit of cornstarch. Remember how we did the beef?
Yes. Okay, so about this much?
Add a little bit more.
Okay, about so much?
Good.
Okay.
Mix it well, and we're going to pour it here as it is hot. Let this cook a little bit.
Okay. And anytime you mix cornstarch into a liquid, you just mix it until it's smooth, until all the lumps are out. Okay, ready?
Beautiful.
You want him in there?
A little bit at a time.
Okay.
Because we don't want it too thick.
Okay.
Because it will thicken up fast, depending on how hot it is.
Because it's so hot.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And you just don't want this to lump, is what you're doing.
I don't. I want it to be nice, glossy.
Stick that in there.
I got my wooden spoon right here, Tim.
There you go. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful.
So you're making a nice, thick cherry sauce, basically.
Basically.
Okay.
All right.
Beautiful.
Again, we're going to sprinkle a little bit of cloves.
Okay.
To finish it off while the cornstarch cooks off.
A lot of health benefits to cloves.
Is it?
Yes, in fact, cloves are an ancient remedy. Cloves are good for the stomach. You see this.
I know they're good for toothache.
Good for toothache. You see this in ancient Chinese medicine.
And they smell great too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of antioxidants in cloves and other spices like this.
Is that cool?
Oh, it smells wonderful.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Beautiful. And so, you think these puff pastries are ready to come out of the oven yet?
You know what? Let me get my rag real quick. I have it right here.
Now, one thing I want to say about puff pastry is that any kind of pastry is what we call a source of hidden fat. It's hot,
so be careful.
Mm-hmm. It's a fat that we call it hidden fat because you don't realize that there's a lot of fat in pastry. It's what makes it puff up. And in fact, the source of fat is a saturated fat. In each of these 4-inch pieces of pastry, there's about 6 grams of fat. Okay. That's 3. That's 1 for you, 1 for me, and 1 for Randy.
Randy, hey.
Okay. All right.
And Randy thought we were leaving him out.
No, we wouldn't do that.
The good thing about puff pastry, just like this, you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
You know, you brush it, egg wash it, bake it off, and that's the shape. We were playing with it earlier, remember?
Yeah, yeah.
So we made 2.
So out of those 6 grams of fat in each one of these, 4 of them are saturated. And
I got my spoon right here.
Okay.
What I want to do is I'm going to puncture a hole.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because I want all the juice and the cherries to fall on it.
It's a great way to add a fruit into a dessert. It's lots of antioxidants. So you're creating a delicious dessert here, but it's also a very healthy dessert. So we've learned on this show, that puff pastry is a source of hidden fat, so we want to use small amounts. Okay, we use a 4-inch piece of puff pastry. We've learned that cherries are a rich source of antioxidants. We learned to limit our sodium intake by using the low sodium soy sauce, and we mix that with wine.
We diluted it a little bit with a little bit of wine for flavor as well.
Instead of water.
Exactly.
You could dilute it with water, but the wine, if we're taking some of the sodium out, we're adding some flavor back with the wine. And you've created here an Oriental meal that is perfect for entertaining guests, so you invite your guests over and, hey, it's Chinese New Year and look what I have prepared for you. And remember to tell them that, and I saw Chef Manny do this on Memorial Cooking Innovations, right?
Right.
We want to thank you for joining us. We'd like to thank Brookshire's, one of our sponsors. We'd like to thank Sodexo for bringing Memorial Cooking Innovations together. We'd like to thank the City of Lufkin for distributing Memorial Cooking Innovations. And we especially want to thank you, our viewers. We're going into the new year, and so we're looking forward to a lot of new, exciting, delicious, and healthy meals right here on Memorial Cooking Innovations. Changing the world one bite at a time. We'll see you next time.